Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're just going to do a video on my last set of Ultra League battles. I tested out a bunch of different teams. I tested out Blastoise, but the one turn, half turn, whatever you want to call it, move glitch issue where it doesn't allow you to do half turn moves is very annoying. So I switched to Blastoise, then I changed my team, then I realized I had no Registeel counters, and it's just terrible. So I'm using Poliwrath, Cresselia, and Melmetal in this team. Poliwrath, I actually was pretty lucky. I ran into, I don't even know how many Swampers. I think there's 10 battles here. I think I ran into like 7 Swampers or something like that. So very nice switch by my opponent. So not great for me. I'm going to switch to Melmetal. It's okay-ish. Obviously, I resist these Frenzy Play. They still do quite a bit of damage because Melmetal's still kind of glassy in the Ultra League. And I'm going to get hit by another Frenzy Plant. I could have avoided it, but the thing is, this Hydro Cannon is going to KO me almost right away. So I'm going to build up just enough to get a Rock Slide off and a Superpower right afterwards. So I'm looking to spam that. Okay, it was actually one off, and that kind of cost me. So miscounting on my part. So I'm expecting a Registeel in the back. This is why I went into Cresselia. I'm not sure that's actually the right call. Nice Earthquake by my opponent. Totally caught me off guard. It would have been nice if I shielded that, but that's good, right? It ended up being a Lowland Muck, which is fine too. And then I do the switch. I'm like, oh wait, I need to shield anyways. My Poliwrath is way too low. So I'm gonna go for this Dynamic Punch, and then I look at the health. I'm like, I realize that I'm not in Moonblast range, so I need to get off another charge move. And luckily, I'm able to get off this Dynamic Punch, and then luckily they try to farm me down, which is definitely the right move. I'm able to get off this Ice Punch, and then I'm gonna be able to feint down this Swampert before it gets off another charge move. I definitely would have been able to survive a Hydro Cannon. So that last second shield on my Poliwrath was super clutch. So definitely the right decision. And again, another Swampert lead. I'm kind of glad that we're moving over to Master League, because it's kind of getting sick of seeing the same team over and over again. No offense to my opponent. These are very strong teams. So nice bait. So I'm going to look to land this Dynamic Punch. I expect an Earthquake to come right afterwards. I'm going to be able to survive this Earthquake. So it's fine. And here comes the Earthquake. And then I go for the Ice Punch. I really shouldn't have gone for the Ice Punch. I should have went to the Dynamic Punch. I was hoping... Actually, I ended up drawing the Shield, which was good for me. I'm going to let this go. I could have shielded and then potentially got to the Ice Punch beforehand, but that's good, right? I'm going to actually get hit by multiple... So my opponent does a really nice switch, trying to catch my Future Sight into their Giratina. And then what I'm thinking is in the back that they must have something very weak to Cresselia, so that's why I switch out into Melmetal, anticipating that there's going to be something weak in the back. And they try to go for the Ancient Power Boost, which makes sense. I'm going to land the Rock Slide. This is not going to KO. And I'm going to let them hit me with another charge move. And then I'm going to farm up so that I make sure I have a Superpower right afterwards. And I'm going to land this Rock Slide. And then I'm going to immediately switch out into Cresselia because I expected something weak in the back. And they land this Hydro Cannon, which I saw that they had Poliwrath. This Hydro Cannon would actually do more damage than what the Poliwrath could do. So that made sense to shield. And then I'm going to go for this Future Sight. Not going to be able to KO. But I basically was at 100 energy. So I'm going to be able to land this another charge move before this Poliwrath could finish me off. So critical reads by me. Critical reads. So I win that match. And then I think in this match, this is why I think like Ancient Power is not broken on any other Pokemon except for Giratina. Like this Giratina matchup is absolutely insane. Like look at this Registeel lead. So very positive lead for me. And obviously they're going to build up. Actually, no, maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was the next one, actually. I think this actually was a really good battle. Or maybe it was the other set. I can't remember. I switch out into Cresselia. My opponent actually did a really good job. I should have waited till the Earthquake came or caught the Earthquake because they fired off so many Hydro Cannons on me. I was like, that's actually a little bit of trouble. The thing is, like, Melmetal is not that great without shields in Ultra League. So I really need shields for it. So I'm not going to shield. And I really do. I think I use my one shield. And then I fire off the Future Sight, expecting them not to shield. They end up not going with it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. That's fine. I'll take this shield advantage. And hope that my Poliwrath can beat whatever's in the back. I knew that they're going to go for Hydro Cannon, so I go for the Ice Punch, and just to soften it up, and then they go into Registeel. Man, Registeel is definitely a problem. Melmetal's great, but you see like how little damage these superpowers do, and the fact that you need so many of them to KO, it doesn't help that I'm missing those bubbles, but that's quite alright. And it actually survives this one as well. Maybe I didn't miss so many bubbles, but it actually worked out a little bit better for me. And then I'm gonna immediately switch out into Poliwrath so I can reset my debuffs, or else I would not be able to beat this Giratina. They actually go for the Ancient Power. They realize that this match is pretty much over. Or they need to at least get the buff to potentially win. So they farm down almost at another Ice Punch. And I think they go for another Ancient Power. Which I don't think they would have survived the Rock Slide anyways. Though it would have made it a little bit closer. Was it this match? Okay, if they lead with, let's see what they lead with. Okay, I think it was this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. This is like, okay, great lead. I pretty much played this exact same matchup, and then I know they're gonna switch on the thing, so I always just Ice Punch the next Pokemon, and I need it to win this matchup with Melmetal. And then look at this, they get the boost. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Then watch this afterwards. They get a second boost. I was like, whatever, we're going to skip over this match. Basically, I get absolutely annihilated in this match. They sweep all three of my Pokemon. I can't even faint down this Giratina afterwards. Oh, God. Like, how do you beat a double boosted Giratina? It's just not possible. So this matchup is actually in a little bit of favor of Poliwrath, but most people like to stay in with their Melmetal superpower than duck out. And then I don't know why. I knew they were going to switch out. I don't know why I did that way, but it's quite alright. And then I immediately go for the Rock Slide. I'm not sure why I did that. They end up shielding, so I was like, oh, okay. It looks like they're trying to go for this Hydro Pump. I'm going to just take them out. Nope, they decide to shield. I'm like, okay, for sure this is a Hydro Pump. I'm just going to shield. Right? If it's a Crunch, then I would just immediately Rock Slide. But since it's a Hydro Pump, I'm not too worried about the Crunch damage, so I'm just going to faint them down, double Subjective. And then Melmetal with a shield, with energy, pretty dangerous. I should have switched out to Poliwrath here, to be honest, instead of throwing the second superpower, because this is a debuff superpower. I switch out into Poliwrath. I don't know why I went for the Ice Punch. It was a dumb move on my part. I would have CMP tied, and I think I win that CMP tie. Actually, I probably lose it, actually, so maybe the Ice Punch made more sense. And then I'm going to go into Cresselia, and my goal is to... I should have shielded that, to be honest, because the Hydro Cannon is going to do more damage than any move that Melmetal's going to throw at. Melmetal is so squishy. Look at this resisted future sight. Still does a lot of damage. I'm just going to put it in... basically, my goal was put it into superpower range, but they decided to quit out. So now this is another set of 5 that I did. Poliwrath into Registeel. And I expect the switch out. So I'm just going to Ice Punch the next Pokemon. And then I'm going to switch out into Cresselia. I probably shouldn't throw it. I always just do it to make sure that if it's a matchup that I can't necessarily win, like Giratina versus Melmetal straight up, that the Ice Punch would be helpful. So, and they go to Meteor Mash, so she doesn't do that much damage. And then I'm really aggressive on this farm down. I'm not sure that's necessarily the right play. And I'm going to Future Sight. And I'm going to look to land another Future Sight. And I do. The thing is, I put myself way too low of health to get farmed down. I was hoping to land one more. That would have been awesome. I know they're going to go for a Focus Blast. If they switch out into Giratina. Again, I need to soften up this Giratina for my Metal. So I do. Okay, so now I'm in a pretty decent position. Or else Metal would lose this heads-up matchup, and that would not be good for me. So I'm going to let this go. And they go for the Ancient Power. I actually don't know if it's the same thing. I might be able to beat the Dragon Breath version with Metal. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comment section below. I'm not going to shield again. I'm going to save both these shields for Poliwrath. And I go for the Rock Slide. And I go for the... It's so, I don't know, like sometimes I don't know if my opponent's switching or, I don't know. Either way, I was going to win that match. And I'm going up. This is actually a really good match. This is a very good match. So the lead Poliwrath into Swampert. And I think I try to go for the bait. I don't know why. They switch out into Meganium. And then I think I switch out. I switch out into Melmetal, which I kind of like a little bit regret afterwards because the Earthquake potential. They shield, and I'm like, okay. Well, normally when they shield, that means they're going for the charge move, which is the case. And then they're going for Frenzy Plant. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And I'm gonna look to build up a little bit. This is actually not gonna KO. And they really nice job switching. Going for the Hydro Cannon, and then I'm going to go for the Superpower just to do a little bit of chip damage on my way out. And I switched back into Poliwrath. Dumb move on my part. Ended up being Earthquake. I probably could have tanked that Earthquake. And I don't know why I didn't farm up a little bit more energy because I'm not afraid of the Hydro Cannon. And I really needed this multiple Ice Punches. And my opponent does a really good job of coming back with Meganium and then really leveraging it to be in a really good position. So that was really good. And oh my god, they probably have Registeel in the back. And they do have Registeel in the back. So I put myself not in a great position. So like I'm like, maybe I can get this Registeel into superpower range. But man, Registeel's so spammy. I'm like, I'm not really there's only a couple ways I can play this out. One, I don't have that much energy on my Melmetal, so I gotta hope that they flash cannon me or try to flash cannon me. And they don't. And then they switch out to Meganium, which is a really nice play. And then they Frenzy Plant me, which I think I barely survive. Yeah, I do. And unfortunately, this Meganium doesn't have enough health for me to farm. And then they land the Flash Cannon. So really nice play by Aljaz. Really good trainer. So GG. That was a fun one for sure. And I go into the next match. I need to Ice Punch again because I can't win this matchup straight up with... I don't know why I don't bring a more dedicated Giratina counter. Guess I really want to try Melmetal in Poliwrath, but I probably should have bought something that. And I really like Cresselia as a generalist. It's so bulky. And then I guess I was more worried about Registeel. But then that'll be a little bit vulnerable to. I'll let this go. I'm going to build up a little bit extra energy. And I want to land the superpower. And I do. For a little bit of damage. And then, again, I think that there's Registeel in the back. So I come back in with Cresselia. Again, not really sure. Because there's really no incentive for it to come out. I farm up a little bit extra. Aim for this future sight. And it doesn't KO right away. And they have Articuno. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So my plan is let this Articuno debuff me on my Cresselia. Then I'm going to immediately switch out into Poliwrath. So the debuff did absolutely nothing. And then I go for the Dynamic Punch, and which connects, which is great. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to shield. And they go for the Ancient Power. I think they're going for the buff. And I'm looking to take this last shield. And they don't shield, okay. Which is it's okay. I'm not going to shield. I want to save the shield for my Cresselia. So I go for the Ice Punch, which I expect the shield to come up. And then I come back into Cresselia. And then I'm not sure this is a new thing. Like, people just end up leaving the match. That's quite alright. Again, I make swappers in my face this thing. And then I'm totally expecting a switch out or an earthquake. I don't know. So you play this out. So they end up shielding, which is great for them. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is a Hydro Cannon bait. It is. And I go for, I know this is going to be an earthquake. I'm curious how they beat me to it. Well, I guess it makes sense. Like 118 energy or something like that. Anyways, I go for the Dynamic Punch, hoping that it KOs, which it does. Leaves me at like a pretty decent amount of energy. They come into Registeel, which I thought was so curious. And they actually let it connect. I'm hoping this is just Flash Cannon, which it is, which is going to allow me to get off another charge move, which I think they end up shielding anyway, so... I was hoping to land at least an Ice Punch. Well, I guess I kind of got greedy there. I should have just Ice Punched. So I know that this Registeel has a Focus Blast ready. And they go for it. And I should have farmed up a little bit more. I don't know why I fired off right away. And then here comes Giratina with Dragon Breath. So I am going to do the same thing. Going to switch out to reset it so my Melmetal's at full strength by the time it comes back. And I go into Cresselia looking to land this Moonblast, and then my opponent decides to leave. Okay, and then this was a really good match too. This is a very close match. Alpha Phoebe was one, so this is a terrible lead for me. So I switch out into Cresselia. And he actually stays in a little bit longer than I thought. I actually thought he lagged there, so like I kind of slightly paused there, but I think he was like deciding what to switch out into. And he goes into a Alolan Muck. I know I can survive this Dark Pulse. And I go into the Moonblast. And I'm really hoping to land another charge move to put shield pressure on. And I'm like, I'm okay with even a Future Sight, but he does a really good job at farming. And then now I'm going to go into Poliwrath, I believe. And I'm looking to land this Dynamic Punch. Which it connects. And it comes back into Togekiss. And I'm going to let this go. This is an Ancient Power. And I'm going to look to land this Ice Punch. And then I think I switch out. And then he has something... Oh, he has Poliwrath, and I'm like, okay, this is not great for me. I'm up a shield, so the conventional wisdom is to shield the first superpower So I'm going to try to take advantage of this knowledge by rock slide baiting. And then I'm going to look to land 2 superpowers. And I have to shield. Diving Punch would do a lot. And I'm looking at my clock. I probably should have farmed up a little bit more energy. And then I look at my clock. And I'm like, okay, there you go. And then I really should have undercharged this Ice Punch. I actually thought it would do a little bit less damage, which is why I didn't do another Mud Shot, because I had my window to win, which was basically undercharge that Ice Punch so I could farm down. If I did like 1 sliver less, then I had a window to win at least. So anyways, really good match. GG to all my opponents. This is my last set of Ultra League Battles videos. I'm going to be posting until Season 1 comes up, or the prep for Season 1. So really fun 2 weeks. Really enjoyed it. Tried a lot of different Pokemon out, which was great. And I'm looking forward to the Master League. So I should be posting some videos, closer to my midnight, because I'll be teaching today. So I'm going to leave it there. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone in the next video.